quick intro before we go into today's video. So this is a podcast with me and my buddy Vegard. We live streamed it on TikTok, and basically we're talking about what we think the future is going to be like and kind of just going off on a couple different tangents. So this is super quick. Just want to let you guys know what's going on in the video. Also, if you're not followed on TikTok, go check that out. We're almost at 500,000 over there. I appreciate all y'all, and let's get into the video.
I don't fully know TikTok's like swearing policy for the live streams, but I kind of just like don't want to take that chance. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
So
maybe like put you in a bad, like worse position on the algorithm or something like that.
Yeah, and that's just like not something that I want to kind of like take the chance of doing.
Yeah, especially not in this environment. All everyone getting cancels and stuff.
Dude, bro, it's crazy, right? Like, I feel like it's so easy to just get canceled. You know?
Yeah.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, there's definitely people that deserve to get canceled.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, so, like, do you know David Dobrik?
Yeah, I just heard that earlier today, actually. That's why I said it.
Yeah. He like what you know what he did, right?
No, I heard that they got I heard something on like Barstool or something like that. That this one guy broke his head falling into an escalator.
Nah, that's not why he got canceled. The reason he got canceled is because he was filming a video, right? And and we say canceled by like the media and everybody and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He was filming this video, and the video was basically like tricking his he told his one friend that like they're gonna blindfold him, right? And then have him kiss this girl or something, right? But in actuality, they blindfolded him and had him kiss some dude.
Oh, yeah.
And he was totally like not cool with that, and it was super messed up because the guy like just doesn't swing that way.
Yeah.
Cancel came down, and David Dobrik, bro, like you look at David Dobrik, like David Dobrik is huge.
Yeah.
You know,
honestly though, like that's a good joke as well though. Like it's a funny prank.
I don't know, man.
Like I would be pissed off if someone did that to me, but at the same time, it's kind of funny. Like,
would you, dude? I would be pissed, and like, I don't know, man. That's kind of messed up.
No, I agree. I would be pissed off if that happened to me too. But at the same time, like, you gotta have a little bit thicker skin. Like, come on, it's not the end of the world.
I will say, I feel like, and this is a super controversial topic. We'll say that like society has definitely lost its sense of like thicker skin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like lost the sense of like laughing at the stuff. It's just that's not allowed.
Yeah. Well, bro, look at the world of comedy. You know, like look at stand-up comedians.
Yeah. Stand-up
comedians' job is to take what's going on in the world, right? And make a joke of it.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's not their real view. It's just their job. But then people will come out and like, for example, I think Dave Chappelle had a joke where everyone was like, whoa, that's across the line. But it's just like, guys, like their job is to go across the line.
Yeah, it's funny to cross the line. It depends on how far you cross it. You know, like it's a gray zone. You gotta like push it, but not too far.
Right.
And also like I saw like Bill Burr talk about it. It's like if he has like one joke and like one person in the audience tweets that it's like, oh that joke was offensive, but then like the whole crowd is laughing at it. Like at the same time, like he achieved his goal to make his crowd laugh and have a good time, but like one person not liking it, like that's subjective. Like humor is subjective. Like not everyone is gonna agree with what you think is funny.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, you can't like, I mean, in all aspects of content creation, or even just because comedy, I mean, you're creating content. You know, it's not like digital content, but you're getting up there and doing stuff.
Yeah.
It's all subjective. You know, like there's not going to be one joke. Like not everyone's going to like that joke, or not everyone's going to like that skit, but everyone is going to like something.
Yeah.
Everyone who supports you, you know.
Yeah, but it's like today I feel like we're creating a society where everyone's just like fit into like this one like depressed box, and it's like you're not allowed to vent anything, they're not allowed to laugh about anything. Just like everyone's supposed to just like suppress everything.
Yeah,
and go ahead.
No, you got it.
No, I didn't have anything else to say.
And it's kind of crazy that you say that because it's kind of like if you don't agree this one way, it's kind of wrong.
Yeah.
You know? And we're like kind of teaching people to like just yeah, like just keep your opinion to yourself, kind of in certain situations.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like you're not encouraged to have your own opinion and stuff anymore. You're encouraged to fall in line and just, especially I feel, especially in college, you're encouraged to like fall in line with like one point of view, and then like you're not supposed to like voice your opinion, even though it might be controversial about stuff. But it's like, but at the same like, yeah, I'm not for that. I think freedom of speech and like I think we should be able to have that place where everyone can like talk about their opinions, talk and like agree to disagree on some cases. Like you don't have to agree with like everyone. Like,
Yeah,
you're not supposed to agree with everyone. Like,
dude, we don't agree on everything.
yeah, fuck no. Oh, sorry about that. That's the
I mean, I'm surprised. Connor, what's up, man? Good to see you. I did. I mean, bro, like there's stuff that you tell me, and I'm just like, nah, that's bullshit.
And the other way around too. That's just how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to like if you're agreeing with everyone, you're just boring. Like,
you turn into like one of those robots from SpongeBob when Plankton tried to take over Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, I think like, honestly, like, I think that comes from a deeper place as well. Like if you just want to agree with everyone, you just like think like I just have to agree with everyone to be liked by people. But then it's just like no one is gonna like you if you just like have no opinions, you have no character, like nothing like that. You gotta have like your sharp edges.
And that's why you see, hold on, Lil Cool, I love you, bro. Thank you so much. That's why you see, bro, honestly, the people who make it in our society, right, make it are the people who are so different.
Yeah, you gotta stand out in some way. It's not just gonna be one of the crowds.
Exactly. You have to stand out, and you have to let your emotions, you have to let your flaws, you have to let your successes show.
Yeah.
You know, and a big thing is to not care about people's judgment of them.
Yeah. You just like put it out there, and it's just gonna let people self-select. Just be like, okay, put yourself out there, and then the people that fuck with you are gonna come to you, and the people that don't, they're not gonna come. It's just like it is how it is.
Exactly. Let me just say that. Yeah, Ronnie, what's up? Ronnie, good to see you. Hey, Smolder Fox, love to see you here. And bro, you can bring that back to grade school, right? And I know for everyone watching who doesn't know you, hey, Smolder Fox with the disco ball. Thank you so much. Love you, girl. People who don't know, you're from Norway, right?
Yeah.
So
born and raised. I said born and raised.
Born and raised, but you're here now in the States. We go to college together.
Yeah, but both of us are about to graduate in like a month, less than a month, couple of weeks, 3 weeks.
Right. So there's going to obviously be some cultural differences between like grade schools, right? But the kind of the main idea is the same. It's like even in grade school where there was no outside factors really, not everyone liked you.
No, of course, because that's just human nature. It's just like, and another, like everyone's just like so focused on like people don't like me. Like, why is those people like me? Just think about all the people you don't like.
Yes.
Just like flip it around a little bit. Like, okay, I don't like most people. Okay, I guess like people, like you just got to find your crowd. You just find the people you click with.
I feel like a lot of us forget that too sometimes. That like people, we focus on like, oh, they don't like me. He doesn't like me. Why didn't she like me? Then we kind of forget, we're like, well, I don't like those people. Yeah. Or I don't like that girl either.
You gotta put yourself in the position of the buyer and be like, okay, do I really want to do like just put yourself in a position like this an addition to my life, or is it the future management problem? It just like be pragmatic about it.
Your freaking business mind is now coming out.
Yep.
That's so funny, dude. That's so funny.
No, but it is true though. Honestly, you got to put yourself in a position where you make the decisions for your life, and then you're gonna design your reality the way you want to have it.
Of course. Hey, Connor dropping some presents in here. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. I don't know what. No, 65. Let's go. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Oh, Benjamin put another podcast. Dude, it's just crazy. Well, bro, what's your plan? Because I know when do you head back to Norway?
I'm heading back to Norway in the beginning of July or the end of June, like in between. Nothing is set in stone yet. But my plan is,
No. Tell me your plan.
Before that, I'm gonna travel a little bit in the States. Just got a plan about going to Puerto Rico in the end of May. So that's gonna be sick.
Hey.
And then I don't know. I'm gonna live with you for a couple of days right after graduation in Pennsylvania. So that's gonna also be awesome.
Yes, sir. I need you to drive that car down there.
Yep. I need to get my driving license.
Yeah. Benjamin wrote Norway is so far. It is far. What's that flight from Norway to US?
It's actually not that bad. It's like, it depends on what way you travel. It's like one way is 1 hour longer than the other way. So it's I think it's 8.5 hours or 8 hours and 45 minutes from New York to Oslo. And then 7 hours and 45 the other way. Or flip it.
That's it?
Yeah, it's not that far.
Yeah, bro, I gotta get on a flight to Norway right now.
And they're actually pretty cheap as well. Or usually before COVID they were cheap. I'm not sure what the prices are now. But...
Oh, I mean, I did that whole 2 or 3 video series on TikTok, bro. They're cheap.
Yeah. Oh, nice. That's good for my wallet.
They're cheap. Well, actually, bro, with that, so I don't know if you saw. Do you know the account Advice on Instagram?
No.
So basically, they're kind of like a life hacks kind of account.
Yeah.
And they have 12 million followers, right? And I actually got featured on there about 4 days ago.
Yeah, that's sick. Congrats.
Thanks, bro. I was talking to the girl who runs it, and we like agreed to have this one go on there. And I actually hit her up this morning because I was like, hey, I have another video that hit 2.9 million about like a life hack. And I hit her up and I was just like, hey, like, would you be able to feature this one too? And she was just like, yeah.
Hey, that's sick. That's sick.
Yeah. So it was cool, man. Like, it's cool getting to the point we're at now because I mean, we talk about this a lot, like how big this is getting. And the fact that like I can communicate with people of like this magnitude who have such a following.
Yeah, this is like the fact that you have that following, it makes you legit. It makes people take you seriously in a sense. It makes you have some credibility, and it's all it's the perfect thing. You just got to build that momentum, and the more you build it, the more you're gonna get it.
Hey Sherry, what's up? I see you. Appreciate you here. And that's a good point, bro. And that's a good point to hit on, momentum.
Yeah.
Right, because you can apply that to any aspect of life.
Oh yeah.
You know, and we kind of, and people, and it's tough to build momentum because momentum, I think, comes from developing a habit.
Yeah. Everything is habits. That's an interesting thing. Like everything in life is habits. Like your habits determines your outcomes, because habits is essentially like an activity you engage in for a long period of time, and that will give results. And I'm sure, like when you started making TikTok videos in the beginning, it was probably more difficult to put yourself out there, right? And then it becomes easier and easier because you build that momentum.
Of course, dude. Like in the beginning, right, I would post a video and obviously it wouldn't do too well. Hey, goody, Jim from Tennessee. What's going on, brother? Of course, in the beginning, right, I would post these videos, and in the constant back of my head, I'm like, oh man, like, is it going to do well? Like, does it look embarrassing? Like, is it silly? You know? And as you said, like, as it kept progressing and I keep seeing like positive results, you know, people commenting, people following, talking to people, learning which is the coolest part. The coolest part is doing like live streams like this or getting DMs and kind of just talking to different people from around the world. Yeah. You know, that is the coolest part. But once you develop the habit and once you have that momentum, like now, bro, it's a part of my day where I'm like, I have to film 3 TikTok videos today. And
just go do it.
And you just go do it. Because you know that, okay, these 3 videos might not do really well, or they might do really well, but in the long term, that's what it means.
Yeah. You just got to keep the momentum up. But I feel it's like, it's that same thing for everything. Of course, like the first week you go to the gym, or the first 2 weeks you start going to the gym, it's going to be more difficult than after you've gone for like 6 months. After 6 months, you're going to be in the habit of doing that. Or after like 3 weeks, like 4, like a month, you're going to be in the habit of going to the gym. It doesn't require that that extra mental energy to just go there. And it's the same for everything. You're just waking up early. Same for that. Like,
yep. We both.
Every habit you develop is similar.
Yeah. I mean, bro, eating healthy. Day 1 is easy. Day 5.
Yeah. It requires a little bit more because that comes back to the same thing. If you eat healthy, like you got to find new recipes. You got to be creative about
it. Exactly. You just have to. You have to keep learning, right? Like you just have to keep improving. And that's actually a really big issue that I faced in my life, right? For example, my parents, right? My mother is very sedentary, right? And that's actually kind of why I don't live there anymore, because that's not the kind of lifestyle that I want.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of Americans are very sedentary, where we get into this habit of, okay, we have this job, we bought a house, we bought a car. That's it.
Yeah.
And then they just hang out. And then they kill for their weekends, right? They kill for that 1 week vacation, and they kind of just do the same thing.
Yeah, they don't live their life to the fullest the rest of the time, you know. But I feel like that's, like, you have to put it in perspective, but that's most people, and everyone is to an extent to that. Like, everyone is falling into that trap to an extent, and especially we now, when we're approaching graduation, we have to remember to just keep on learning new stuff. Like, it doesn't stop. Like, our education doesn't stop now. Like, we're gonna live for like what, 80 more years. Like, I'm not gonna stop learning stuff in a couple of weeks. Like, that would be a huge disadvantage for the rest of my life. And same, you gotta always keep building that momentum.
Of course. And it's not like, oh, you have to go take this class or you have to learn how to do this. Learn things that are, one, specific to the thing that makes you happy.
Yeah.
Okay? And two, the things that you want to do every day, or to make yourself better, or get yourself in better shape. You know, like, you also have to realize, like, for goals, right? Like, let's just say your goal is to have a happy marriage, right? There's a lot of little sub goals within that.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know if happy marriage is the best example, but, like, for example, like happy marriage, right? You want to have a happier marriage. You want to know what? Spend some more time with your kids, right? Maybe start eating better so that you feel better, right? Show people your appreciation.
Yeah.
And it wraps up into everything. It's like, when you have these goals, there's a lot of little sub goals that go into that.
Yeah. Like, lead by example as well is one of those things. I think you just gotta, instead of like saying stuff, you gotta do it. Just engage in it. Just do what requires, and then, like, action speaks louder than words. 100%. But that was one thing I wanted to. Oh, I forgot what to say. Was one thing I wanted to.
Give me one sec. Devlito, what's up? What's up? Artemis, love to see you here. And we have one question. So, how do you make money on TikTok? Is the same as YouTube? So real quick to touch on that, the way you make money, and we can even go off of this. The way you make money on TikTok, there's a couple different ways. So there's the creator fund, which will pay you per 1,000 views, determined amount, right? You also make money off of brand deals, and then if you do anything outside of TikTok, kind of related to affiliates and stuff. But Vegard, don't get into any like specifics that we've talked about like TikTok and stuff, but we can kind of go off of that, and YouTube is the same way. It just ads are different, you know. But we can kind of pivot off of this into like remote work.
Yeah.
You do remote work.
Yeah, to an extent, yes. Yeah. To
an extent, right? Could you ever see yourself working in an office?
Depends on the office setting. Depends. Like, I don't see myself as a particularly good employee. Like, I'm set in my ways, in a sense. Like, it's difficult to get me to do something I don't want.
Say that on a job interview.
Huh?
Say that on a job interview. I don't see myself as a good employee.
Yeah, no, I don't. That's what I figured like a year ago. And I figured, I was like, I'm not going to be happy in a job. So I just figured, okay, I got to figure out a way for me to sustain a living without having a job. And for me, that's like, I've been doing quite well with trading lately. Hopefully I managed to keep that up. Not gonna go on forever, this environment we have today. But right. You just got to find your niche and find where you have an edge, in a sense. But
what you're good at.
Yeah, you got to find what you're good at. And it's like, how do you find what you're good at? You just got to try different stuff.
You got to try.
And it's like, one thing, I remember what I wanted to say earlier about learning and stuff. Like, if you go to a college class and all that stuff, like, of course, all classes you take in college, like 90% of them are probably going to be boring. Like, yeah. But it's like, the one takeaway you get from that is, like, in college, you're supposed to learn a lot of stuff. And then the process of learning is always the same. You go find a book where someone that has done it before have written something down that is smart, like, about doing that exact thing. And then you read that book, and then you can apply that to your own life.
Yeah. And I think a big thing with college, especially, like, dude, I've changed majors.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I used to be a criminal justice major. I used to want to be a cop.
Yeah.
right? And you know me. Do you think I would be a cop now?
You would be a shitty cop, no offense.
I would just be like, nah, speeding, yeah, you're good. Like, but no, like I came here wanting to be a cop, right? And then and if I didn't try different things, I wouldn't have gotten to communications, nutrition, personal training, right? Mm-hmm. It would have never happened. Like if I just stayed in that whole mentality, I'd be going down a totally different life path.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like if you just stay in your lane in a sense, because social, like society, it's like social pressure, all that. You have pressure from your parents, from your friends, from everyone and stuff like that. You just gotta, and they don't want you to change. People don't want you to change. People want you to stay in your lane.
Your parents,
yeah,
especially your parents.
Yeah, especially parents and family, all that stuff. You want to stay in your lane, and it's just you gotta be courageous enough to be like, oh, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm gonna go try out some different stuff. You're gonna go explore and see what you like, see what you vibe with in a sense. And that's
I will say, and this is clearly not for everybody. The greatest decision I've ever made was kind of cutting communication off from my parents. It allowed me to take full control of what I want to do and not have to care about what they wanted me to do or still want me to do.
Yeah. I kind of got that for free in a sense when I came to the US. Like I had to start my social life off from, like, I didn't know any people there. I had to just kind of start from scratch, and just that distance, that physical like distance between like my friends and family back home and just starting here again. It just allows you to grow as a person, allows you to develop yourself without that social pressure, and that's very healthy, I think, to just take like in this, like at the age where you start college and all that stuff. You're not supposed to be stuck back home. You're not supposed to be stuck in all that stuff. You're not supposed to tell your parents anything, like everything. You're just, like, you don't have to tell your mom everything you do in a day. Like that's not, it's not expected. Like they have their lives, and now you're starting your own life.
And some people's family dynamic is different, you know, like some people are much closer with their family than we are, for example.
Yeah.
But to go off of that, it's just like, that's not going to happen one day they're not going to be here. So like having them watch over, and that's not, no. What I meant to say is you're getting to the point where you need to go figure your shit out.
Yeah.
And if you're telling them every part of your day, you're not going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Because then subconsciously, even though you don't think about it, their opinion is kind of coming into your opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I 100% agree. But I was just gonna go. I'm close with like my whole family and stuff. But it's like, but I don't talk to them like more than like my parents more than like max once a week, because it's just it's not healthy to talk to your parents more than that. Your parents are like of course they're your parents. They're parents. It's just like they have like a special place in our lives, but at the same time they're still humans. They still have flaws. They have their shit they go through. They have all that stuff, and it's just. You also have that. Everyone has that.
Of course.
Like they got to deal with their shit, and like we got to deal with our shit, you know. And it's like I think it's just healthy to learn how to stand on your own two legs in a sense.
It is. And real quick, Sherry says my husband does that. He tells his mother everything. You know, it's like it's tough. And there's definitely been times in my life where I've called my parents to kind of just explain a situation and kind of just get their opinion on it. Because one thing that I do think that parents have that is very helpful for us, right, as their children, even though we're adults now, is they do have more life experience than us.
Yeah.
You know, and honestly, bro, there's nothing more valuable in life than experience.
That's true. But I think it all ties back to one thing. And it's experience is very important, and also like to take others' opinions into consideration is important. Like you're not supposed to figure everything out on your own, but you got to seek the right advice. You got to seek advice from people that have done what you want to accomplish.
Yeah, and that goes sorry to cut you off, but that goes with surrounding yourself with the right people.
Yeah, like for instance, it's no point of me taking advice on becoming an entrepreneur from my mom. Like she's a doctor. She has no idea how to do that. Like if I break my leg, yeah, I'm gonna call my mom because she knows stuff about that. But I'm not gonna call her if I need to figure out how to get, like if I need to figure out, like if I wonder like some price action or some technical analysis on like a specific commodity or something, I'm not gonna call my mom about that because she has no idea how to do that. I'm probably not gonna tell her about it either.
You wouldn't ask her opinion on a business idea you want to start.
No.
Because you want to know what? She would probably shoot it down.
Yeah, she probably would.
Because she'd be like, entrepreneur, start your own business. No, like what did you go to school for?
Yeah, you're supposed to have a job. But I feel like you just gotta find your own way in life in a sense. Like I haven't figured out everything, and I'm sure you haven't either. But it's like we always try to become better at least. Always try to just seek to be curious and just find information that you haven't yet discovered.
And this is a good point right here. Experience doesn't always mean wisdom, but a different point of view can always help. Mm-hmm. Of course, like I'm not saying experience is always wisdom, mm-hmm. right? But in some certain circumstances, it is. You know, if somebody went through that exact situation, right, and you're in a real tough spot, then already have done that. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, right, my brother went to college before me, and he gave me some tips. You know, one of the biggest tips he gave me was freshman year, do well. And I was like, freshman year, do well. Why? He goes, it's the easiest and it will carry your GPA. Ooh. And I was just like, that's smart, bro. You want to know what I got freshman year? Mm-hmm. 4.0.
Damn, that's impressive. That is great.
And that was with me going out twice a week.
But that's again though, like you just gotta double down on, you just have discipline to actually sit down and do it. Like freshman year is it's the easiest year, but it's still work. Like a lot of people still fail. Like a lot of people still don't get like 4.0 is it's rare. Like most people don't get that.
No, and you just hit on a point. Most people fail, dude. Like that's for life, man.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason there's certain people make it to certain places. Mm-hmm. Is because honestly, dude, like failure is so important. I failed at so much crap.
Oh, same.
Before TikTok, I failed on YouTube and Instagram miserably, and it crushed me for a little bit. Mm-hmm. But the little bit's the important part.
Yeah.
Because I got to the point where I was just like, nah, I'm gonna do it again. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do it differently.
Yeah, just change your approach a little bit. The goal is still the same. You just got to change the approach. It's like if you fail something, you don't necessarily have to redefine your whole life. You just got to look at, okay, how did I accomplish? Like, how did I go about it? And then you might have to tweak it a little bit to change it. And it is that simple, but it's not that simple either. Like it's like it is that simple, but on the end, it's not.
Well, when things are simple, they're complicated.
Yes.
You know, because there's a lot of factors that are stopping the simplicity.
Mm-hmm. And especially your own mind. Your own mind can be your greatest ally or your biggest enemy.
I think for society, especially with this pandemic, it's our biggest enemy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with 100%. Like everyone has biases. Like you have you ever read that? No, listened to the Charlie Munger speech on YouTube. It's 40. No, what is it called? It's called something about human biases, and it just goes into deep about like different human biases and how the mind tricks you. And it's like it's found in everyone. Everyone has those human biases, and it's just for instance,
send me that link after this.
Yeah, I'll do that. For instance, one of them is that like the first information you get about something new is the information you refer back to. So if you get bad information first, that's the information you have a bias about. That's the information you think is right. It doesn't necessarily have to be right. That's the information you weigh everything else up against. And that's why it's important to get a lot of different data points and then collect all the information and then look, okay, how is this? How does this
work? It's hard to do that.
It is. It takes time. It requires effort.
Cody, what's up? I see you, man. Mm-hmm. It's hard to do that, right? Because I even do it for myself. Mm-hmm. There's so many times where I've heard something right? And I'm like, no, that's right.
Mm.
And then like everything else I hear about it afterwards, I'm like, that might be right, but like I don't know. I heard like that's just what I've been going with.
Yeah, because it's like the mind tricks you into thinking that way. And it's kind of funny how it works. But
Dude, the mind's crazy.
yeah, it is. It's your biggest critic. Like the thing is, I read a book once called "The Power of Now" by Eckhart Tolle, and it's like,
Dude, hold on, clap to you for reading a book. I've been in college and have never read a book.
you haven't got to start reading books. I read books all the time. I got Audible though, so I don't read them. I listen to them, but it's the best asset. I'm telling you.
Audiobooks?
Yeah, audiobooks, you can just listen to them on the way to the gym or just like when you're doing, instead of listening to music, just pop up audiobook. It's just like, it's great. Like obviously,
I've been meaning to download that real quick. I hate the failures and option quote. You have to know when to stop. And you came up with my fourth. What is this live? Just a conversation. Yeah, this is just me. So my buddy does a podcast. Well, I also do a podcast. He also does a podcast,
Yeah.
and it's just a conversation that he needed for his podcast. But it's also like some just great kind of conversation content that we can get into.
Yeah, I have a podcast as I have an independent study for my last semester, and the podcast is part of it. So. Yeah. I'm stopping my podcast the day I'm graduating. Let's put it that way.
You're stopping your podcast. I'm going to keep going.
Yes. So
dude,
we're just working together, collaborating on the content and so this is great.
Dude, I just had this crazy idea, and two things. One, we're probably gonna have to wrap this up within 5, just because one, my phone's dying, and 2, I gotta post at 7:30. Mm-hmm. Dude, I had this crazy idea. Mm-hmm. So you know how we're doing this podcast thing right now, right? Mm-hmm. And you know how I'm going to go live in Europe and do more backpacking and stuff?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just going to do this with random people.
Oh, you should.
At the
hospital.
That's
a great idea.
That's a great idea, dude.
You should do that. You do that with the people you meet at the hostels.
Yes.
Run into so many interesting people.
Oh, so many stories. Dude, wow, that was...
You got to write that down. You got to write it down.
Yeah, I got to write that down, man. Nah, we'll remember it after. I also don't know where the notebook is, but dude, that is a wow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is how it happens. You know, this is how it is. You start out with one thing, and then you don't even have to think that far ahead. But you start it out. You start doing it. You build the momentum, and then suddenly you get a great idea, and then you're just like, oh, you could take it in that direction.
Yeah, dude, like, bro, and the craziest part is, right, even just doing this podcast with these random people. First off, a little potato, you were the reason this idea came out, so thank you so much. Dude, I'll be doing it with these random people, right, but I'll also be doing it in these random countries, right? So I can literally be like, we're in, and like for example, like if I'm in Paris, we can do it in front of the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Just set it up, start talking to each other, have a conversation, learn their life, learn their purpose. What are they doing?
Mm-hmm. You should do that. Honestly, that's a great take a spin on it.
Dude, don't let me forget. Because
I'm not going to let you forget that. Definitely not going to let you forget that. No, but it's just momentum it's the key to everything. You just got to start something. And the thing is, like, when you develop one habit and have that automized, that gives you the mental capacity and freedom to develop more habits. So then you build upon that. So then you can spend the effort that took you to develop the first one, you spend that on develop the second one. And then when you've done that, then you spend mental effort on develop a third one. And then that's how you build a foundation of your life. Yeah. Then you keep your momentum going. And then if the earlier you start, the further you're going to get. And the later you start, let's say you don't start, if you start in 5 years, and both Gracie and I keep it up, you don't have a chance in hell to catch up with us. It's like that momentum, that 1% better every day.
That's all it's got to be. That's all it's got. That is good content. Smiley face. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Dude, that's all it got to be. And people will hear 1%, get 1% better every day. And like, that what's 1%? Life's a marathon, man.
Yeah, life is a marathon.
You're not gonna get to 1 million tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. It takes time. And you gotta look at the long run. Just Look at. I think I just like change to a long-term perspective and just don't think short. Like
So important.
don't think about the short-term stuff. Like or think about it, but don't put too much mental energy into it. Put mental energy into like long-term stuff. That's gonna matter.
Well, dude, just look at how quick the week goes by, dude.
Yeah.
And the pandemic showed like, dude, it was Monday 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Like it really was.
Like a year ago, April last year, I legit thought the world was gonna go back to normal by May, like by May 20th, like May something.
Well, when we got sent home from college,
Yeah.
we thought, nah, we'll be fine in September.
Yeah. Like a lot of people like got sent home for spring break thought they were gonna go back afterwards. Never did.
Yeah, yeah. People were like, nah, we're just gonna go home for a couple weeks.
Yeah. And it's just like that. Well,
We just
that
never
became a year.
Yeah, it became a year. And it's still past a year, bro.
Yeah. It's a month past the years. 13 months in.
Yeah. Yeah, days just go faster and faster. You should start the conversation with the same question or intro and see how it evolves. I think we're kind of back to that same question, aren't we?
We might be. We might be. That's a good place to round it up, though, to wrap it up.
I think so, man. Dude, first off, I'm super pumped that we got that idea.
Yeah.
Right. And I just love, bro, I loved it because we started doing it, just me and you do this thing, right? And it's evolved to I do it with two other buddies now.
That's sick. That's awesome. That's awesome. You got to build the momentum, you know? You got to do it.
And I haven't even posted the one that I did the other day with my buddy. Phenomenal. We talked about backpack. It's the guy that I'm living with in PA.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, phenomenal. It's 45 minutes. Dude, I got to post it. I just, with me and work, everything's crazy.
Crazy schedule.
Dude, don't even get me started. Hey, Vegard,
dude. That's a topic for another day, huh? Time management.
Hey, man, I love this, bro. We'll do it again next week.
That's great. That's great.
And
appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it too. And all Grass's followers. Nice meeting you. I'm Vegard.
Yeah, man. All right, awesome. You take care.
Awesome.
Peace.
Bye.